Okay. So what we were basically saying is that when you look at this, in this month of January, you have at the end of the month, when you look at the income stream, you have realized to say, okay, we have gained another 56,250 kwacha. Then when you put together with the 580 kwacha, you are going to have about 56,830 kwacha, which is sitting in the account. Now, when you look at the expenditure for this month, the expenditure for this month of January is 5,000 plus 600 for the staff that is working with you there. Then you look at now, after you have harvested, CEC now will come in, because you see that's the use of those district business officers, those guys, the DBO. They will come to you say, hey, mama, we need to repay the loan. So how much percentage is this? You have to indicate, if say we'll be paying so much percentage. So if we say 3,375 divided by 56,830, that is somewhere about 6% of what you are paying. So if we are saying every year you are supposed to be paying maybe 10%, or it's 12%. So if it's 12%, you pay half here, you pay half there, then it makes sense. So that you finish the 12% payment, you'll be paying every year. You pay every year you pay, because you have to pay in 7 years. Huh? Is it 2020? Yeah, is it 2024, 2020, 2025, or 2024? They have indicated down which period there.
No.
No.
They have no. This is a private information, anyway. Okay, so there's a big quite some reasonable. I think it's 7 years. You pay within 7 years, yeah. So within 7 years, you have to finish paying the 84,000 kwacha, which is attainable if you are just following it properly. So
is it with interest?
There is a 12% interest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's very okay. Huh?
But does it increase when the kwacha drop? I mean, when the dollar
no.
actually
they are not working like the banks. Those guys, they are not working on the principal kind of. No, they will just give you a 12% of the block figure of 84,000. You pay, and then they say, okay, if you have gotten 84,000 kwacha, 12% of the 84,000 kwacha is so much. So at the end of the day, when you pay everything, there should be an extra of 12%. Not like the way the banks do and the Kalaba guys, when they tell you, say, no, 10% of the principal, 10% of the principal, every month the principal. No. So this is what we are looking at. So this is, we said this month is April, supposed to have May here. Okay. Okay. This is April, May, June. Okay. Okay, so when you look at this one, you have made your harvest there, the expenses here. So after you do the total expenditure in this month is about 8,975. Then you look at how much you are remaining with, 47,855. You come here again, you look at you're not selling anything. The money that you have here in February is this same one. Then At the end of the month, you have the same one. Then here, you have still the expenses of labor. You come here, it keeps on reducing your money standing. So basically, it goes on and on until it goes round the cycle. So at the end of the day, you are going to finish the 12 months period, and look at, so this cash flow should be for a period of 12 months, so that you look at how the business will be running in a year, and you look. So for example, when you look at there is let me see cash inflow. Okay, let me see this table, because you see here it's okay. Let me just check here. So okay, so this one, there's something that is not showing this side. Okay, let me just reduce this, so that we have the other months to see them this side. I want to see at the end of the months, so that we see what we are remaining with after, what will be the determining factor mostly. Okay, what will be the determining factor mostly here when we look at this one, the other months where they, okay, come. Okay, okay, so is this May, June? Okay, so if we have this, okay, let me move again further. I just wanted to make sure that the other months they are there. Okay, I want us to see the last slot this side. Okay, so when you look at May, we have 42,440 kwacha. Then I want to look at cash inflow here. Okay, we are vested in June. There's June that is missing here. So this table, okay, let me maybe reduce this one to the normal 100. Okay, there is a table missing. Okay, let me just open a different one. Like for example, I open this one. Okay, then I go down so that we see. Okay, this one, perfect. So let me just do this. Okay, so that we see what we are talking about. Okay. Okay. So For example, this is something similar to what we are looking at. Now, are we able to see these to see these figures? Are we able to see these figures?
There are no figures. You are showing
No
us
figures.
in the folders for Melody.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Okay, so screen share now. Okay, I open that one. Let me show. Okay, 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 okay. Okay. Oh, okay, let me do this. Okay. Okay, so then let me just. Okay, so. Okay, just. Okay, which one is there? Okay, this one. Okay, are you able to see this now?
Yes.
Cash flow analysis, yes.
Okay, okay. So remember we ended with the month of, is it month of April? Month of April.
Yes.
Okay, so this one now we can try to expand so that we are able to see clearly. Okay, good. So now when you remember very well, we said in this month of January, that's when the harvest was done. Okay, and this person managed to make 56,250 kwacha. Plus what was standing in the account, they ended up having 56,830 kwacha. Now, when you look at our expenditure at the end of the cycle, I mean the year, because for you, the year end, the financial year end will be June. Then July, you begin the new year. That's the way they are mostly the aquaculture industry goes. The calendar, mostly we have the industrial break in June, July, whatever. So mostly this period we end the year. So at the year end, you have 41,840 kwacha standing in the account, and then after the expenditures, you are going to have 41,240 kwacha, because the only expenditure that is there is for labor, which is this one here. So at the end of the day, with this expenditure that this income that is standing there, it's going to be your profit. It's going to be your money that is going to be standing in the business as profit. You're going to have this money. It's not going to work. It's the money that you can start running the business with next month as the cost of operations. So you are going to have this money. That's the one that you are going to have it after your sales of the fish and removing all the expenditures. So you can say, okay, if you manage it properly, at the end of the 12 months or the 6 months, you are going to have 41,240 kwacha as the money that will be there free that you have made. That is going to be your disposable income, or which should be reinvested in the business to continue with the operation in the next cycle. because this is you still have an outstanding loan, so you have to continue to see how best you are going to run with your business like that. That's the way it's going to be. So this will give you a picture on how you can do your cash flow analysis, how it's going to be. So at you are going to say every month you should have 600, like here, you're going to say every month when you're starting this business, you should have 5,000 kwacha, 600, 1,000 transport, this and this. Then you document them like that. Then this time you do this, this time you do this, this time you do this. Then every activity that you are doing at the farm that is consuming money, it should be part of. So if yourself you are falling under overhead cost, you should be using that money to cover some of the costs that are associated with your consumption of anything that you want to buy at the farm or along the way as you go to do the operations. Okay. Do we have any questions this far?
No, but this makes sense, because I think the figures, they are making sense, in my own opinion.
Yeah. So
looking at the amount we are looking at as a loan, and the costs, the cash flow arrangement, it's somehow closer to getting the loan. It's fine getting looking at the costs involved.
Yeah, so for example, if you just say, okay, you stocked all the 2 ponds at once here, you see? So this money was supposed to be realized when you made your first harvest. Here, cash inflow somewhere up here, where you made your first harvest. Here, all this money, the 40 something, was supposed to be realized here. Then you're going to make all of it here. At the end of the day, here you're going to make all that money. But now you have spread your harvest. You have not, you're stocking. You have not stocked on the same month. You have stocked at different months. So you finish this pond, you stock it. You finish the other pond, you stock it. But if you want, if you are like the way the CEC now is doing, they'll make sure until you finish all the 2 ponds, or in fact they are doing 4 ponds. Until you finish all the 4 ponds, then you stock them at once. That way you make all the monies at the same time, then you can restart like that. That's the way it's going. Madam Wango, Madam Sherry, are we safe?
Yes, we're safe. I just you give me the recording so that I get to hear the first session.
Oh, the recording.
Yes.
Okay. No, I think I'll share the recordings. So I think this is where mostly there is more work on our cash flow analysis. Yeah, so mostly on the business plan, you are going to indicate maybe some bit of like references. You quote the Fisheries Act, which you read as in the guiding you on the environmental the Fisheries Act, which you read in so that you are in line with the environmental requirements of the land. You quote it there and say, okay, this is the document we read of 2011. This is the latest document that is existing so far. Then you also look at maybe some of the document that assisted you in the writing of the business plan. For me, I find this document to be very helpful. The Youth Investment Trust of Zambia. It's a business training model that was developed in 2012. This is a very good model. It is simplified and it gives a lot of a variety of examples, a lot of practical examples that you can make you get a proper understanding of the concept. So when you Google this one, Youth Investment Trust Business Model, Training Model 2012, it will come out. The Fisheries Act 2012, 2011, when you Google it, it will come out just like that. And there are a lot of impending issues. But this one specifically, when you look at this part, when you look at this part, the legal framework, the legal and regulatory framework, you are going to find a lot of discussions. Basically, these are associated with the aquaculture. They are associated with aquaculture. When you look at the last part here, it even tells you to say when you want to operate within the law, you are going to look at the environmental impact assessment, regulations of the environmental protection and the pollution control in Zambia. This is the one we discussed the other day to say when we're doing the production of less than 100 metric tons per year, you need to do an environmental project brief. But if you are doing anything that is above 100 metric tons, then you have to do an environmental impact assessment. That is the way it goes, you know, whatever Kapu 204 of the laws of Zambia, which whatever. So this one will guide you to say this is what we have read, and it gives us clear indication. And these environmental regulations, they work. Last month when we were dealing with ZEMA and during our environmental impact assessment proceedings, they were busy quoting these ones. No, you are doing 100 metric tons, so you have to do environmental project, whatever. I said, no. This is what the Act says. So they referred to the Act and said, these guys have read the Act. So they had to say, okay, now let's work within this then. So that's the way it is. So you cannot be fined anyhow when you are following the Act. That's the way it is. Okay. So, do we have another issues arising from the other three corners?
I think my final question would be like this form, the concept note, is it supposed to be handwritten or you can actually just type it out?
The concept form you have to type. There are just certain
Right.
figures that you should just enter, okay, the concept form. Let me do this. Concept. This one, most of these things, they will look neaty when you have typed and then you print out. So mostly what you just leave out as the spaces that should be attended to physically is those boxes where you have to tick, or in some of them, those boxes like we did last time, you have to, they will consider mostly when you just, there's yes or no. So if it's yes, you just delete the others, what are saying, the other boxes and the whatever letters that are there. Then you just leave yes. Like this one, you've seen it, huh?
Mm-hmm.
If you have never received funding from CEC, so you just say no. This one goes. This one goes. Then this one, you see that, huh? You just remain like that. No. If it's yes, you leave yes there and delete no and whatever the boxes that are there. Then it appears neater. Because some handwritings,
Yes.
I tell you, especially mine, is kind of scary.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's one thing we can work on. So we can go through them. When you have a question at every step of the way, you can ask. Then mostly, you know, for me, mostly I'm free in early in the morning, 05 to 7 hours. That's the time I'm free, and 19 hours to 22 hours. Mostly those are the timings that I'm free. So during the day, I'm mostly in the ponds, mostly pushing work, mostly doing this and that, mostly on the road rushing to town to get supplies, mostly delivering this to this client, mostly it's kind of tricky. Maybe there are people that have come. So fish farming keeps people very busy. I'm more busy than I was when I was working. So it's when I was in full-time employment like that, than this time when I'm doing just business, I'm very busy. So mostly when you have some questions, you may type during the day. You may find that maybe I've read. Yes, I'll read, but I will have no time to respond. So, but when you give me a signal in the evenings or early in the morning, I'll respond. So that's the way it is. So I think for now, if there is no question, then we can end this. What I share the documents also with Mr. John. Then he goes through them. Where you get stuck, you get in touch. We talk.
Okay, no problem.
And the recording.
I'm going to send the links.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, sure. Bye.
Okay, thank you.